Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Big Steve. I'm a newbie to vaping. I was a pack-a-day smoker since I was like 6. No, I wouldn't say 6. It was like 9 or something like that. My parents were smokers. And I started smoking when I was little. Hid it from them for a long time. I turned 18 and I just started smoking in front of everybody. I didn't care. I was 18. I was going to smoke. I don't care what you thought. Well, I grew up out and I smoked and smoked. I was like 21, 22. Somehow I was able to quit for like 3-4 years. And something happened, and I don't remember what happened was, but I got upset, and I went to a buddy, and he didn't know. He just came back from the military. He didn't know I wasn't a smoker anymore. I was drunk, and he handed me a cigarette, and I just picked it up and I started smoking. I don't know why, I just did. So I smoked, and got drunk, and smoked. And then it was, well, okay, I could smoke when I go out drinking. And that turned into, okay, I'm gonna smoke after I eat, because, it helps my stomach, And then it was, well, I'm gonna smoke, social smoker. I'm gonna smoke when I go out and have fun. Don't have to be drinking, then it was, I'm gonna smoke when I wake up, because I need one when I wake up. Then it was, I'm gonna smoke every freaking time I feel like it, because it feels good. I like smoking. Well, I got sick around 2008, and it was, and I still smoked. I had lost my job, but it turned out that, I was really sick, and then, even the doctor told me I need to go on disability. I got on disability, and I got really sick, like really, really sick. I met my beautiful wife. Even though I was sick, she accepted me. And from there, and she didn't like smoking, but she dealt with it because she loved me. I got really sick a couple of times. Ended up in the hospital. It was one of the last times I was in the hospital. It was about a month. In that month, I had a pulmonary embolism, which meant the medication they were giving me, apparently I wasn't active because I was as sick as I was. I blood clot hit me in the lung, almost killed me. And the doctor's like telling me you need to quit. Your lungs are damaged, really damaged. They're gonna come back, but they won't come back full. You need to quit. My wife's begging me to quit. Sure enough, as soon as I got out of the hospital, I was begging my wife for a cigarette. I didn't have the patch on me anymore, and the patch helped. And then, the 30 minutes of me just begging and complaining and yelling and begging, she broke down and got me a pack of cigarettes. And I was like, screw that, I'm stronger than this. I would cough and hack, and I couldn't breathe right. And I'd be like, just walking up 4 stairs to our apartment. I'm like, oh, I don't feel good again. And my lungs were damaged, and I was still smoking. Well, finally I got there. I was like, okay, you know what? I love my wife. I love my son. I need to quit smoking. So I went and looked around, and all this stuff was expensive. One of the medicines the doctor wanted to give me, my insurance didn't cover. They said it was $100 for I don't know how many pills. I didn't even ask. And I couldn't afford that. I went disability. My wife, she works at a grocery store. She's a cake decorator. Funny part is, before I got sick, my profession I went to school with, I'm a chef. And hopefully I can go back as soon as I got a couple more surgeries, and hopefully I can go back. But we're not making big money. I blew up through all my money when I got sick. Be surprised before you have insurance how much everything costs. Regular medicines are freaking outrageous. But anyway, So I'm begging my wife for cigarettes, and I'm hurting. I'm like, okay. What I did is I looked around and I couldn't find this, and I procrastinated and kept smoking, and it got worse. And my lungs were hurting. I couldn't take a deep breath. I would cough all night long and keep my wife up, and she had to go to work the next day. And well, finally I was online. I was on YouTube. I was clicking around. I wasn't looking through anything really. And then it was like I'm big into technology, and it was like the technology stock part of it or whatever. And I'm sitting there clicking through that, and I saw this one thing that said, vaping for newbies. And I was like, well, what is this? What is this? What is vaping? And I clicked on, and there was this cool chick on there, and she was kind of funky, and she was really, she's interesting, and she seemed really friendly, and she made you feel comfortable. And just watching through the screen, I felt comfortable just watching. And she's talking about, this thing, Cigalites, and she's going through all the stuff on vaping. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I really don't know what's going on as much, but it is really cool. I didn't understand, so I watched it again. And I'm like, and I really sat down and paid attention. And I'm like, wow, she's really cool. I like this. And I've tried those little bitty ones you buy, and little fake cigarettes you buy in like the convenience store or the gas station, where they're like this big, and you take a puff, you're like trying to get any type of drag out of it, and you're like just like barely wisp of smoke, and you're like, and you hit the whole thing till it's dead, and you're like, I still want a cigarette. And I thought that's what the e-cigs were. I was like, screw this, I don't ever want to try this. Well, she had these big old monster things, like these big mods. But she showed every little thing. She showed stuff like this. And a little tank like this. And they just go together. There's the Ego. This is my first one. My wife bought me this. I haven't had a cigarette in over a month. And I still use the battery. But this tank's almost dead. Let's see if I can get a puff out of it. Wow. Nope. Not really. This was last my first e-juice. This stuff was good. I like this. But I sat there and I got really excited. I was like, wow. I got so excited. I called my wife at work. I was like, honey, I just watched this chick on YouTube, and her name was Ruby Roo. Now, I don't know a bunch of YouTube stuff right now. I have a couple things you've seen my site or whatever, and most of it just posted from the phone. This actually posted from the phone. I don't have a fancy camera like a lot of people do, but what it was is, I told my wife about it, and she's like, oh, she's seen, and she realized how excited I was. She said, and Ruby Roo sat there and told me, said, hey, check out your local vaping shop. I always support the local vaping shop. And so I said, okay. I went and Googled, vaping shop in my area. Click. Now, I'm like, okay, I live in a big city. I live around Houston, Texas. I'm sitting there, all these are Houston, Texas. But I live way out here. This is Houston. I'm like, wow, that's a long distance just to check out something. Now, don't forget, we don't make a lot of money. So I'm like, that's a long distance. But then I saw one in where I live, right in my neighborhood. It's about 5 minutes from where I live. I was like, wow, because we just moved this area. I live right next to Houston to begin, but we just moved in this area. I was like, wow, it's like right down the street from me. I'm gonna go check it out. It's a cool little place called Max and Zach's. And my wife came home, and I told her how excited I was. She had no clue what the hell it was, but she was enthused. She was happy that I was enthused about something that wasn't smoking. So we went to this place. And Ruru told me, she said on the video, do not ever get a startup kit that does not have more than one battery. I was like, okay. Well, I'm looking at startup kits. Now, I don't have much to spend, but I'm sitting there looking at them like $80, $100. You know, these are not really nice kits. He had really nice stuff there. So I'm like, And he had his one kit. It's his ego kit. Came with these two. Came with this. Came with a little tube. And he gave me a bottle of e-juice free, which was this one. And it's his own company, it's his own brand. Maybe I'll kit it up. Max and Zax. Now, he was like, there's different concentrations of nicotine in these. He asked me what I smoked today. I pack a day. He asked me what kind of cigarettes. I smoke like 100s. I was like, okay. Well, he tried me up this one stage. It was kind of high, and it was like the, what milligram was it? 18 milligram. That was way too strong. I was like coughing and chucking up. And then he said, okay. I was like, I want to quit. I just want enough to get me through jitters. So he was like, okay. He gave me the 6 milligram. He said, try this. This is one of the lowest ones. This might just get you through. You might need a cigarette every once in a while, but it might get you through. And I was like, well, how long was one bottle? He said, I don't know. I said, with you, you're going down smoking? They said, it might last you a week. Maybe. I think these are like 13 mils. I don't see the size on there. And, I was like, well, I want something else. This is watermelon. Now, when I first tried it, my mouth was, where'd it go? Watermelon. Now, when I first tried it, my mouth was still all jacked up from smoking. And I was like, I couldn't really taste it. I tasted it, and it almost tastes like fresh watermelon. I was like, wow, fresh watermelon. That's pretty cool. I can have nicotine without a cigarette taste in my mouth. That's pretty cool. Then he's like, well, do you like sweet things? Oh, yeah, I love sweet things. Diabetic. My wife won't let me eat that much sweet stuff. It's rare. And he's like, do you like it? And he just showed me different ones. And he saw this one. He's like, hey, this one tastes like Mountain Dew almost. I was like, no. He said, yeah, it tastes like Mountain Dew with a little citrus extra kick. And it was this one. This one's actually from Houston, no, Texas. I can't remember in Texas, but this is the Echo Dew. Oop, drop it. Now, so I got one of each, and then he gave me this one free. And my kit came with a charger. My kit came with a little, like an empty squirt bottle with a needle tap. And with these two. Yeah, this is a little basic ego stick. Everything you can get. I think this is 300 milliamp hour, not even. It's an itty bitty little thing. They're like, it could last you all day. No, it didn't last. No, this one's supposed to set like 3-4 hours, maybe 6, up to 6 hours. They said. It lasted me a while. It lasted me like 7, 8. So I was able to charge it a little bit. I'd charge it, I'd be charging it, I'd be like, I need another hit. She was right. I'd unscrew it, take a couple of hits, and charge it back. I know it wasn't good for the battery, but that's all I had. And came with one of these. Has a little wicks going down. And this one was awesome. This really helped out. Kind of weird to change flavors, but I found out towards the end, I was running out of this one. I'd burn it till it was like, oh, there's nothing in there, and then I'd change this one out, change it to this one. I was like, but after a while, this one started tasting like, the watermelon tasted like watermelon Jolly Ranchers, because my mouth I got my taste back. I was getting my taste back. It's getting even stronger now, but this was even better now. It was candy. I had candy. Candy in my mouth all day long. I had no sugar to it. Woo! But then I started getting low. So I mixed these two together. And it was awesome. It was like you're sucking on a Jolly Rancher, and then you take a drink of Mountain Dew. Awesome. I was like, hell yeah, I can handle this. And then another weekend went by. And then I was like, I'm kind of getting low. I don't know how long these are going to last. Well, I was like, okay. we were gonna go to her mother's for the weekend, and I didn't. It was like no, it was like 2 weeks. I was like, I don't know how long this thing's gonna, because I've been hitting on it, and he said it could last up to a month, sometimes, but I hit it a lot, so I didn't know if it was gonna last. She said, okay, we'll get you another little tank. These are cheap, like $3-4, and we'll get you another bottle of e-juice. I was okay. Well, I was gonna get a different flavor from those so I can change it. Well, I went and got this one, the root beer. Now, this is the 12 milligram of nicotine. Now, the only reason I got this is because they didn't have the 6. But yeah, he let me taste a whole bunch of flavors, a whole bunch. And it's just I wasn't feeling some flavors at the time, and now back I'm like, that'd be pretty good. And my wife let me upgrade to this one. This is the Aspired dual bottom dual coils. Yeah, bottom dual coils. Now, I've heard a lot of people on the internet that these heads, I've had a lot of people on the internet say these heads suck. These are hit or miss. Well, I've had 2, and actually worked good for me. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting good packs, I don't know. But she bought me this, upgraded me, and I was like, wow. Now, between this and this gave a much better hit. This was more air. I could just hit. I was able to go, and it would take it all in, and it was great. I was like, yeah, I like that. And I'm watching all these people on YouTube. I'm getting really interested in it. I want to learn a lot about this stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I'm watching these other channels, and Ruby Drew suggested some people to watch. And I actually sent her a message, and I told her my story, and that I'm quitting because of her, because she showed me this new thing. And she actually responded the very next day. I don't know if it was the same day, but I checked my messages the next day, and there was a message there. I was like, whoa. So I was like, wow. She said, if you ever need any advice or whatever, contact me. I was like, okay. And this is before I got this, but I asked her. I actually said, you know what? I told my wife, I'm gonna send her a message, ask her what I should do to upgrade, because I want to get more flavor. Flavor's key. A lot of people want to hit a lot of big clouds and all that stuff. That's pretty interesting, guys. But it's the flavor. I like the flavor. Like the clouds, you get a big chunky cloud out of it. That's a little bonus. But I asked her, I said, what's the best one? Some of the best things I can do for on cheap. And I told her, I said, I don't have much money and all this other stuff. And she said, look for, she told me some of the things to look for. Well, my store didn't have some of that. But one of the things she said was like this ego twist. This is bigger. This is a 1100 milliamp battery. It's a big monster. I toped on this all day long, and it kept going. And there are a couple of times I forget to charge it up at night, and I have to jump back to this little battery. I keep this one charged up just for emergencies, or if I'm gonna go somewhere with my son. If we're going to a playground, I'm not gonna bring this in case I lose this. It's $20. $20 is a lot for me right now. That's a lot. Like when we got my first kit, it was like $40 plus another juice. Now it's $7.99 or $7.50, basically $8. And that was a big hit. But my wife was like, okay. It was like, tax and everything was almost $50. And my wife's like, okay, you know what? That's cheaper than a carton of cigarettes. And it's supposed to last you longer. And all we have to do is buy his juice out of this. I'll do this. Anyway, last Friday, we went up for a re-up, and I told her I was going to need, my first one was dying, and then I was going to need another battery, another cartridge for this, for my Aspire. And that's it, and another juice. We got up there, and she was like, and I was asking about other e-liquids and stuff like that, and talking about upgrading, because I've been watching A lot of people on there. And she got me this. She got me this, and she got me another carbomizer. And a liquid. So now I'm enjoying it, and I will probably be sending other messages back, you know, like letting everything know what everything's going on. But I did freak out a little bit because this is a new e-liquid I bought. I don't know if it's backwards on you. It's smoke e-cig nails. Smoke is signals. This is Gummy Bear. And I kind of freaked out because all my others, my 3, you know, it's almost a month, and I was like, all my others remain clear. Well, except the watermelon was pink. But they all remain clear. This one turned, this one brown. It was like tea leaching out. It was like when you brew hot tea and it's like coming out of the bag, it's like started leaching out. I was like, what the hell? I freaked out. Well, I called them up and said, hey, this is what's going on. They're like, that's a little bit thicker one, and I thought you'd like it, because I like gummy bears, hell. And he was like, come in and we'll see what's going on. If it's something's messed up, I'll make it right. Nice guys. I went in today, and this is Memorial Day. Yeah, Memorial Day. And I came in and said, this was going on, and he's like, yeah, I remember you. And he's like, oh, okay. And he actually put like a little tip on there, you know, when I test, a little plastic tip, and he took a hit off of it. And he's like, no, it's not burnt. I said, it tastes a little funny. He said, no, it's not burnt. Might be in your imagination, but he said this particular one, because all the sugars will actually start turning dark. And he showed me one of his. He said, look. And I was like, oh, okay. He said, everything's fine, and if you have any other problems, let me call us back and come by, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. I said, okay. So we left, and I know I burned my wife out about talking about all this stuff so much,